Welcome to Sanctuary Hills, my Sanctuary Hills anyway. So I don't like having just one big barracks. I've mentioned this before, and another couple of my other videos. So here at Sanctuary Hills, what I did was I created some apartments, and I'm going to show you a couple of apartments that I created, and then I'm also going to tear one down and or I tore one down that was the same, basically the same kind of style, just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to build a slightly different style, something that is a little bit different. It has a bit different layout, just to kind of change the scenery, so to speak. So as you can see, right now there's not a whole lot of decorating in them, but what I did was each apartment has a bed, some sort of a cabinet, and a table and a chair. And at some point when I can get around to it and I take the time anyway, I plan on putting some more decorations up. And I threw up paintings in all of these rooms. I wanted to make sure that they had some sort of painting. And these are different than the guest cabins that I did at Echo Lake Lumber, where those were going to just have the lanterns and the candles. These beings there in Sanctuary, I went ahead and gave them power, and um, so that gives you an idea. I have a total of 8 beds there. It takes up a lot more space than what a big barracks type of thing does, but I figure that it kind of gives it a bit more character. So this is what it looks like from the outside with all the lights and everything on. And here we are up at the top of the hill at Sanctuary Hills, and this is another one of my one of my apartments that I basically is more or less the same layout, just slightly different. And here is the third one. It's only got a total of 6 instead of 8. It's a slightly smaller floor plan there. So what I've done here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely tear this down, and then I'm going to start over. So here you can see I tore it down, and now I start building. And I've found that the easiest way to build the internal walls is to only put the floor pieces down, basically one at a time, or one side at a time, so that way you can actually get your walls started and that type of thing. And once you get them started, and I like using the narrow walls to put those in there. And as we all know, putting the building stuff in the proper order always helps. So you're gonna need to use the narrow walls for your internal walls, and then once you get your internal walls up, then you can put your outside walls up, and then you can also can put up your double shack floors, second story shack floors. So then I just go around and put all of those in, and then it's a matter of just getting up on top and start building this out. And um, one of the things that I thought would be nice on the top here was something that I could actually give. And here you can tell I'm kind of thinking about it. So here I decided I wanted to make the top floors. Um, I wanted to make the top floors so they were more like a more classier or upper tier type apartment. So you can see I'm going to put some bump outs in here and that type of thing. And here's where I decide, let's make these a bit more classy instead of just this small size here. So I take out some of the walls that I had in, and I put in some of these bump outs, and begin building from there. And now it's just a matter of starting my interior walls. Once you start them, they'll clip together, so that's no problem. So you can get them started, and then you put you can put all your floors back in and everything. So here I get start putting my roofs on, running over the other side to get the roofs put on there. And again, I do the double roofs, so you do the regular roof piece, and then you use the flat roof piece, and that allows you to put double roofs in. And so here I'm going to put the doors in all the way around, and I just mix up the colors so each door is slightly different. So here I go running around and start building my patios for them. I wanted to give them, uh, due to the fact that they're going to be more of an upper tier. I wanted they kind of get their own little patio, and I wanted to be able to use the barn stairs and all that type of stuff. So we have to use the barn floors in order to get the stairs to hook. So I took down some of the regular single shack floors and put in the double barn floor there. I did that on both sides, and now I like to have lights by every door. Just kind of makes it feel more like what you might see in the real world, you know. So now we're gonna start kind of decorating these upper apartments, and kind of these upper ones will have a little bit nicer areas. You know, we're gonna have more furniture and that type of thing. So this area is just going to be for basically like a single person, and you'll see in the next one I'm actually going to do the trick that I think Mad Queen was the first one I saw it, and I'll put a link to her stuff. Mad Queen Show was the first one that I saw do it, but Lois also does it, and there's a whole host of other people that do it. But basically, you do the rug glitch and you put two beds together and you merge them together. And I thought that'd be kind of nice to do that, and then I could say that two people live in that apartment. So now here I'm just putting up some lights, and I wanted to kind of keep the kind of design different between each one. So this side I went with just regular white lights, and now we're coming over to the other room, and in this room I'm going to put in some more warmer colors. So I'm going to use the colored lights that you can cycle through and change your colors on, and I can't remember what colors I use right now. I think it's like some orange and yellow is I think what I went with. And so here you can see I get the bed put in, and apparently I put it in backwards. Decided to go out and switch back around to actually get it lined up, and I get it put in there, and there you go, there's the bed. And then now it's time to put in some of the other furniture, and I like these cabinets for if you're going to have any kind of a kitchenette type area. So you put in one of those cabinets, and gives you the opportunity to be able to put one of the hot plates and maybe some pans or something like that. You make a little kitchenette area. And again, I'm going to put up some paintings here just to add a little class and color and that kind of thing here. So it's just a matter of trying to find one that'll fit in some of these areas. And so there we go. We get some more paintings up there, and do a little bit of rearranging. And so here I begin putting the lights out, and then this is when I kind of decide, whoa, wait a minute, let's do some colored lights. So I put out 4 of the colored lights, and actually 6, I guess. And this is going to give more than enough light, but it's going to be warmer light, and it's going to change things up. So one of the things with the way the doorway is right there and that type of stuff, I had to figure out which door I needed to open up the right way, so that way it wouldn't be that big of a deal to get in there, because otherwise you open up the door and you can't get inside. You have to jump around the railing, so that doesn't work. And now I'm putting together the just kind of throwing out the basic decorations for the lower level apartments. And so we ended up getting the same amount of people in this apartment building that was already there before, because we had 6 people, and this time we're going to have 6 people if 2 people sleep upstairs in the one apartment. So maybe I'll get June and Marcy and assign them over there. They're both miserable. Let them be miserable together, right? So here we go. Like I said, these are much simpler, so I just furnished the apartments much simpler as well, and a little nod back to Joker Girl with the luggage underneath the bed. It does look nice, and I try not to do it too often because I like to add some variety to the things. So everybody gets a slightly different little storage box container, and I always try to use different tables if I can, and that kind of things, just so everything's not cookie cutter and the same. Add some variety. Just you can add variety just by simply changing up the tables, and plus I like to go with the idea that they wouldn't necessarily be able to find all the same tables unless we had somebody building them. So um, uh, Elizabeth, more to me for life, she kind of has this little thing going where the little half table that I used in the coastal cottage, that half table is, she has somebody that built it. And so that way you can have as many as you want. And I like that kind of idea. So maybe I'll roll with something like that. So here we're doing a just a walkthrough of the apartments after nighttime with the lights on. Please, Longfellow, move, move, move. Come on. Oh, thank you. I'm going to have to grease my shoulders or something to get out that door. So we're going to go through all of the apartments so we can kind of have a look, see what it looks like in the at nighttime with the lights on, and have ourselves a little tour. And as you can see, I put the posts in there to support the sides of the upper stair balconies. So here's the third one on the bottom, and the three, making it 2 by 3 squares works out really well for this kind of configuration, because you have one go 2 squares deep, the other go 2 squares across, so you make an L with those two, and then the third one just kind of fits in from the back. And then I like to be able to put the doors in different positions, so kind of I was really happy with the way this building came out. And here you can see I got the colors of the bulbs, and we got some oranges and some deep reds and yellows and that kind of thing. And I think it adds a lot of character and warmth to this space. So, and this is the husband and wife area, so to speak. So, yeah, this is be a nice little area for somebody to come rent here at Sanctuary Hills. We'll provide them the security. They just pay us some caps, and then we'll go over to the other side. We'll be able to see that, and that will be pretty much the end of our video for tonight. But slowly walk over to the other side. Oh, finally we got there. Holy crap. Maybe I shouldn't have took my sprint off and ran over there. This is crazy. So here you see the other side, and I'm not sure what the deal is with that lamp. If I remember right, I went over and actually moved the lamp, and then it came on. It was, for whatever reason, it was kind of in a weird position where I didn't want to light. But I did move it later, and it did come on, and I don't think I caught that in the video. So maybe the kind of need a little table right here by this chair, but look, you get a decent view. You can see the kids, quote unquote, running around outside, and people going about their business while you're up here in your fancy little apartment. So that's basically the 3 apartments. We still have 6 people able to sleep there, and you can see kind of across the way some of my other buildings, which I'm probably going to be upgrading, but that's for a different show. And so here's the 2 apartments at the top. Please make sure you make a comment and like and all that kind of stuff if you feel so inclined. Bye.